Imagine selling industrial manufacturing equipment, probably the most boring product you can think of. Now imagine turning that into a story so compelling that it went viral on LinkedIn, got featured in industry magazines, and generated more leads in 1 month than the company's entire previous years. What a wonderful situation that would be. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to tell that story, or in other words, turn your case studies into a success stories, because case studies are not stories. But first, let's address the elephant in the room. Most case studies follow the same tired formula. This was the challenge, this was the solution, this was the execution, and here was the result. And guess what? Nobody remembers them, nobody shares them, and most importantly, nobody acts on them. But that's about to change. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to transform your case studies into stories that people can't stop thinking about. And here's the interesting part. The less exciting your industry, the better this method that I'm just about to share with you works. Let me share what happened with that industrial equipment company I mentioned. The original case study looked like this. We helped Company X increase their efficiency by 40% using our new machine. People start yawning. But after applying what I call the hidden hero framework, their story began to sound very different. It sounded like this. The maintenance supervisor stared at the broken machine. He had exactly 12 hours to fix it. Or it starts like this. 300 workers would be sent home without pay today. Notice what just happened there? Which version would made you want to know what happened next? Hold that thought, because in a few minutes, I'll show you why this specific opening works every single time. Here's what most people don't understand about case studies. They're not about your product or service. They're about the people whose lives are changed with your product and services. So the people you seek to serve are the heroes. Let me break down the hidden hero framework we used. Find the human element, identify the pivotal moment, build the tension before revealing the solution. But there's a fourth element that made the story truly unforgettable. I'll reveal that in just a moment. But first, let's look at how this same framework transformed a completely different type of a case study. A small beauty salon was trying to showcase their customer success stories. Their original case study was the usual before and after format that we all have seen being followed. Good, but kind of forgettable, because a lot of people do that. Here's where it gets interesting. Instead of starting with the transformation, they began with Sarah had been to 7 different salons in 3 months. Each time she left feeling more invisible than before. On her wedding day, she had exactly 6 hours to fix what those 7 salons could not. Now, can you imagine the gravity of that? Can you spot the 3 elements we used from that framework? But watch what happens when we add the 4th element that I talked about. The 4th element is what I call the universal bridge, connecting your specific case to a universal human experience. In the manufacturing story, it wasn't about the machine. It was about the pressure of responsibility that the people who worked there felt. In the salon story, it was not about the haircut. It was about feeling seen. Let me show you exactly how to find this in your own case studies. Here are your 3 steps to the process. List all the people involved in your case study. Step number 1. Step number 2, identify the moment everything changed. Step number 3, find the universal emotion in that moment. But there's one crucial mistake that can undo all of this work. I see that happen all the time. And in a minute, I'll show you how you can avoid it. That mistake, rushing to the resolution. The power of your story lives in the tension. Let me demonstrate. So here's what makes a case study unforgettable. When you start with the human element, build the tension through the specific detail, bridge to a universal emotion, and reveal the resolution at exactly the right moment. But remember this, the goal isn't just to tell a better story, it's to make your audience feel something so powerful that they have to take an action. That's what strategic storytelling is all about, getting people to act. Next time you're writing a case study, ask yourself, who's the hidden hero in this story? What was their moment of truth? What was the universal human experience that this can connect to? I'd love to hear about your case study challenges in the comments below. What story are you trying to tell? And if you want to see more examples of how to transform your business stories, hit the subscribe button. I've got something special coming next week that you wouldn't want to miss. Stay storied.